Hello and welcome. You're watching Commodity Champions and I'm Manisha Gupta. Well, gold's bull run seems far from catching its breath this year. This year alone, the gold prices have touched new highs 37 times. This quarter was the best quarter for the yellow metal in last 8 years. Prices surged from an $1,800 an ounce levels in October 2023 to $2,685 per ounce in the month of September. Well, the Fed rate cut followed by China's stimulus blitz has further made the metal one of the most favorable investment options for investors. But how far will this bull run go and what can jewelers anticipate in this hot market? And as a buyer or a consumer, what should you be doing? To get all of those answers, we have now with us Mr. Suvankar Sen. He's Managing Director and CEO at Senco Gold and Diamonds. Mr. Sen, hi, thank you so much for joining us. And first things first, everybody really seems to be discussing on where the gold prices are headed from here. So at Senco Gold, what are the calculations that you have been making on where the gold prices could be in this year and the next?
So Manisha, if you know, a month ago, when gold prices were about $2,500 per troy ounce, we were assuming that, yes, the upside that we could see from that level, because at 2,500, there was a strong base that was getting created. So we were expecting that it could be a 10% upside. So we've already covered almost $150 from those 2,500 levels. And I see that, this year, it's already October has started. So we are left with 3 months in a calendar year and maybe 1 or 2 months more. Now, let us analyze that what is it that is in the pipeline. We are having the US elections. We could see that the Israel-Hamas war has now extended to Lebanon as well, which builds in more uncertainty. So we do not, we can expect a 27.50. It won't be very surprising if that happens. But at the same time, from a retailer perspective and a consumer perspective, what we have seen in the month of September after the prices have gone up, the way in the month of August, we could see a very robust demand, and then there were consumers who were extremely positive towards buying. But post the Fed rates and the movement of the gold price upwards, we could see that the demand going down. And last 2 weeks of September was considerably slower in terms of retail. Plus for jewelry, the Pitsi Paksh had started as well. So we are positive about the festive season. 2 more days left. But yes, last 2 weeks were slow. That's how it was.
Sure. So Suvankar, how would you look at the festival season and the Diwali and the New Year's, etc. then? Even at these higher prices, would you say that the demand will come back? I mean, we do know that there are more weddings this time around. The Kate report suggests 48 lakh weddings within the month of November and December, and 15% of every wedding perhaps is jewelry buying. So with those kind of calculations, would you say that at these higher prices also the demand will come back?
So there are two kinds of demand. Those who have weddings or have to buy something for these auspicious occasions, no matter what the prices are, right? There will be some purchase happening, and the impact will be in terms of volume. Might be that because of the gold prices shooting up or being on upward trend, a consumer will not be able to buy that much quantity of gold or for the wedding as well. But they have a budget fixed. They know that they need to buy something, and the confidence that the consumer have been getting on the commodity, on the gold or the product, is that yes, it's on an upward trend. So there's no harm in buying for the future. So there are two kinds of sentiments, but yes, volume will take a hit.
Mr. Sen, looking at your portfolio right now, whether it is about gold and diamond and studded and lab growns, etc., how have you categorized it all in sense of percentage?
So see, our percentage has been about 85-86% gold, about 10 to 11% diamonds, and remaining 3-4% was platinum and silver. In the overall analysis, we could see that there has been a very good demand for silver as well, right? In spite of the silver prices on an upward trend, and diamond has been a kind of a mixed response. We haven't seen too much of growth in diamonds, but yes, with the festive season and the weddings coming in, the demand that was not there in the first half of the year will come back. So yes, weddings is going to be a very big factor, plus the festive. See, the sentiment towards the commodity, gold or diamonds or silver, is not as bad. It's actually a very positive thing. It's just the ability of the buyer to buy as much quantity as the buyer would like to buy is the one in question. So that's how we would like to look at it.
Mr. Sen, when you look at jewelers as an industry, a lot of consumers and investors do believe that you sell is great, your numbers are great. Even if you don't sell, then the gold that is lying with you in sense of inventory, because that valuation is increasing, as a jeweler, you don't really get to lose on either sides. How would you react to that?
So see, for a lot of players like us or many more organized players, they have hedging system in place. So yes, the percentage of hedging could change from jeweler to jeweler. Someone could be 100% hedged, someone could be 80% hedged, someone could be 60% hedged, depending on the risk appetite and the approach towards business. So to the extent of the hedging that is done, yes, the gold prices do go up, but at the same time, for the quantities that are hedged, you would not really enjoy the benefit of the gold price rise. But at the same time, yes, the asset that you are holding, the inherent value of the asset goes up. So we have seen that, even during the COVID period, while we should not go back to those times 3 years back, but, when everything was looking very somber, but the gold prices kept moving up. And that was one of the reasons why the jewelry sector could come out of it very easily, because your asset that you're holding is appreciating. That's how I think one has to look at it. And yes, those who are not hedged, they will enjoy the benefit of the price more than those who are hedged.
All right. Well, that calculation is pretty clear, isn't it? Also, Mr. Sen, you are foraying into various other things as well, lab growns being one part of it. And how are you looking at the new businesses now, and what is the thought behind that?
So see, it's all with the you see around the world in terms of increase in prices, and how do we continue to try to create jewelry that our consumers can continue buying. And when the sector has these new, I would say, items or products that are getting introduced, it is our responsibility to try out and launch. So with Senco brand of ours, which is focusing into lab-grown diamond jewelry, and we are also foraying into leather bags. Yeah, they are very initial stages. It's just been 5-6 months. We've started with 4 stores, but the good news, one of it is, Manisha, that last week, me and my fellow director, my wife, Joita ma'am, we went to Milan, and we on the occasion of the Milan Fashion Week, we launched the brand and showcased the jewelry and the bags, trying to bring that international, I would say, designing and international exposure to the consumers of India. So that's how we are trying, and let's see that we are in the business of jewelry for sure, but ultimately we are in the business of luxury, whichever price range it could be. So that's what we have to work towards.
Absolutely. Mr. Sen, one final question. So how are the next 2 quarters now looking to you? Because this quarter is going to be all about India, festivals, weddings, Diwali, etc. And then would be about Christmas and New Year's and Valentine, more so in sense of the global perspective there. So next 2 quarters, how are you calculating, planning, putting your designs, your launches, etc.?
So the next quarter is fully focused on Diwali, Dhanteras, and weddings, because from mid of November, from early November, to be more specific, the wedding season will start till the early December. So that's going to be a good season for us. We are very positive. And this time in October, as we begin the quarter, it will have the festive. Already, the consumers are positive. Advanced bookings are coming at these rates as well, which is a very good sign. And once we move on, December is actually not a really focused quarter. Christmas and New Year's, people are more in a festive mood, holiday mood. So it's the first 2 months which will be very important. And then we move on to the last quarter, Jan, Feb, March, which again is driven a lot by weddings. And yes, with Valentine's Day, and there will be a high possibility of higher diamond jewelry sales in that particular quarter. So we are very positive. Usually, always, it's the second half of the year which is better than first half of the year. So the first half of the year this time has been decent with lot of challenges, price rise, but I think hopefully the second half will be better.
All right, Mr. Sen, thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you the best on sense of sales there, and congratulations again, of course, on those new launches that you as a luxury brand also seem to be bringing out now. With that, it's time for a short break, but don't go anywhere. We will throw the spotlight on India's sugar and ethanol industry on this other side.